Live across the Great Lakes State, you're connected to Michigan's most engaging and influential radio and television program, Michigan's Big Show, starring Michael Patrick Shiels, presented by Blue Cross, Blue Shield of Michigan, and Blue Care Network.
I'm producer and creative director Tony Cuthbert.
I am world correspondent Nikki Sciavatoni.
This is meteorologist John McMurray.
Now in the shadow of the Capitol Dome in Lansing, he's heard from the beaches of Lake Michigan to the halls of power and behind closed doors. Here's Michigan's Michael Patrick Shiels.
M to the P to the S. How you doing this morning?
Well, I'm great, and good morning to you, and congratulations on being Broadcaster of the Year.
How you doing, Michael Patrick? We appreciate getting to know you guys. I appreciate you having me on, and I'll look forward to listening to you.
Well, thank you for having me on, though, this morning, Michael Patrick. Hope you have a great weekend and all your listeners.
Michael Patrick Shiels is on the air.
Good morning, world.
Good morning, Michigan. A very pleasant Firekeepers Casino Friday to you. Michael Patrick Shiels, and the weirdness of the debate yesterday. John Daly, the golfer, and Kid Rock were in the stands. John Daly was wearing a blazer that looked like an American flag with the stripes on one side and the stars on the other. And was that Kid Rock sitting there, too, in some sort of Hollywood-looking jacket and unmistakable hat of his. And at the same time, on a more serious note, State Senator Eric Nesbitt was there at Belmont University and posted that it was 65 degrees in the room, the podiums were 12 feet apart, and the chair for the moderator, Kristen Welker, made by Herman Miller in Holland, Michigan. So we did have a little bit of a connection there. The other obvious Michigan connection we had is that the president was smashing on Governor Whitmer to some degree, even though he told Leslie Stahl from 60 Minutes that he never said lock her up. The crowd said it. Here was Michigan's shout-out in yesterday's debate.
Take a look at what's happening with your friend in Michigan, where her husband's the only one allowed to do anything. It's been like a prison. Now it was just ruled unconstitutional.
That was President Trump yesterday. And on our line to discuss the last debate, Dave Dulio, Director of Center of Civic Engagement at Oakland University and the Professor of Political Science there in Rochester. Welcome back to the program.
Thanks, Michael Patrick.
I think after all of this is said and done, I've decided who I'm going to vote for president, and it's going to be Kristen Welker. What do you think?
I think she handled the debate last night quite well. The tone was so much different, as you know, from the first one. Both candidates seemed to respect one another's time. I think they respected the moderator, too. She had to play traffic cop a couple of times, and I think there might be a bit of an issue made today by some about the fact that she maybe interrupted the president more than she did the former vice president. But I think she did well. The only maybe critique I would have is in the topics that she chose. I think it's a little quizzical that a segment on the economy explicitly was not included.
The economy, nevertheless, it was Bill Clinton's era, right? They said it's the economy, stupid, but the economy did work its way into the discussion yesterday. The president saying here that if Joe Biden is elected president, the economy will crash.
If he gets in, you will have a depression the likes of which you've never seen. Your 401ks will go to hell, and it'll be a very, very sad day for this country.
He elaborated even further.
Success is going to bring us together. We are on the road to success, but I'm cutting taxes, and he wants to raise everybody's taxes, and he wants to put new regulations on everything. He will kill it.
Dave Dulio, did the stinging blow come near the end when he got former Vice President Joe Biden to admit that he wants to do away with the oil and gas industry?
Well, I think that's maybe the headline of the night. I think that, and along with the former vice president's statements on fracking are really important, I think, and we have to target those statements in a place like Pennsylvania, where the race appears to be tightening, and I think the president's probably got a puncher's chance there, and it'll be very interesting to see if he can use what appear to be some contradictory statements from the former vice president in the state of Pennsylvania about fracking, about the oil industry and transitioning away from that.
You know what was fascinating, too, is that the president kept saying, Joe, you said that you wanted to do away with fracking. And the vice president said, no, I didn't. And Donald Trump said, okay, I'll post it tomorrow. You'll see. And in the modern age, he was able to do it last night, and he posted a series of clips. We'll hear just a second of it here, where Joe Biden a number of times indicated that he wanted to do away with fracking.
I never said I oppose fracking.
You said it on tape.
I did. Show the tape. Put it on your website.
I'll put it on.
Would there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated.
What about, say, stopping fracking and stopping pipeline infrastructure and
no new fracking. You got to transition away from it. Look, you're going to ban fracking all across America right now, right?
I would love to.
Yeah, I'd love to too. I'd love to make sure we can't use any oil.
Interesting, Dave Dulio. In the old days, we wouldn't have had that access that quickly to that sort of thing. And the other thing I thought was cool, in terms of actually the art of the deal, is that when he got Joe Biden to admit that he wanted to do away with gas and oil, he countered and said, President Trump said, you're going to get China to do it too? And that was a very practical thing to say, wasn't it?
It certainly was, and I think that's one of the biggest knocks on the Paris Climate Accord, right? And the fact that the United States was likely to be held to different standards than other countries that are maybe even bigger polluters than we are. I think that on the fracking issue, frankly, you may have just cut a nice 30-second ad for the Trump campaign with that clip that you ran. It shows the varying statements that the vice president has made over time on that really important issue.
What else did you notice that stuck with you yesterday in this last debate? There was so much talk about the fact that it was more civilized, I guess you could say. But what happened? What did you take away?
Well, I think that's an important component of what went down last night, is the fact that it was more civil. It was more typical of what we might expect from watching a presidential debate. I do think that the president was much more disciplined, much more restrained in his approach. And I think that is helpful to his campaign. I wonder if it's too little too late, or if there are enough, frankly, persuadable voters left out there who were watching for it to make a difference. I think the president helped himself on pointing out Joe Biden's attachment to or involvement in the 1994 crime bill, and then touting his criminal justice reform policy that got passed by Congress and signed into law. I do think that the vice president does well when he speaks to the camera, and it looks like he's talking directly to the American people, and he did that several times last night, and he delivered a couple of I think, powerful lines during instances when he did that, including once he said, it's not about his family, not about my family, it's about your family. And I think that resonates with people.
That's the second time he's used that in debates, and he was clearly, I thought, very well rehearsed. He hit all his marks, that he was prepared, all of his lines, it seemed. Dave Dulio, director of the Center for Civic Engagement at Oakland University in beautiful Rochester, Michigan.
DTE believes that leaders do what's right, not what's easy. So we're building the largest wind and solar installations in the state and using cleaner natural gas. And over the next 10 years, we'll triple renewables and cut carbon emissions in half. We're committed to a future where affordable, reliable energy doesn't contribute to climate change. Because to lead, we have to do what's right. Learn more at dtecleanenergy.com. DTE. What's the easiest way to switch to 100% clean energy? Enroll in DTE's My Green Power program. Anyone can sign up and choose the percentage of renewable energy to use. My Green Power is one of the biggest voluntary programs in the country, and you can join today. No installation, no long-term commitment, and the fastest way to help speed Michigan to a clean energy future. Visit migreenpower.com today. DTE.
Time to haul in big winnings.
I just want to celebrate another day of living.
Firekeepers is revving up the thrills on Saturday, October 24th with the Trucktober giveaway. You could win a share of over $37,000 in Red Hot credits or drive off in one of 3 brand new Ford trucks. At 2 p.m., one lucky player will win a 2020 Ford Ranger. Then at 4 p.m., 5 players each win $2,500 in Red Hot credits. The winning keeps on trucking at 6 p.m. as we give away another Ford Ranger. Then at 8 p.m., 5 more players each win $5,000 in Red Hot credits. And at 10 p.m., it's the grand prize drawing for an awesome Ford F-150 Special Edition. Earn entries daily for the Trucktober giveaway on October 24th. Firekeepers, the best promotions, the biggest guaranteed prizes. Time to get your Vegas on at Firekeepers Casino Hotel. I-94 to exit 104 in Battle Creek. Management reserves all rights.